to the Friday Night Lineup, a show about two friends reminiscing on TV shows and movies from our childhood and teenage years that would typically air on a Friday night. This week, we dove into an iconic cartoon, although it wasn't in my wheelhouse. It was a very popular show in the 90s and early 2000s, none other than Ed, Edd, and Eddy, and we watched Know-It-All Ed and Dear Ed. Much like Ed and Eddy, we have a trio on this episode today because we were joined by none other than Jessica's hubby, Vicente, as we dove into one of his favorite childhood TV shows. That's right, everybody. I was third wheeling it this episode. We talked about the smart humor of Ed and Eddy, how Eddy is in fact a 60-year-old scam artist, and Jimmy's iconic dance moves. Owee Owee. We hope you enjoy this episode, and with that, roll the intro.
Welcome. I am your host, Jessica.
And I'm Sharissa.
And our special guest.
What?
Hey.
We have a guest, y'all. This is our first guest.
Views are going to go really high.
Yes. That's what we're looking for. You're like, the views are getting low. Let's bring out the special guest.
Yeah.
The views.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's relax, guys.
Yes, and because we have a special guest, we decided for them to pick the episode. And Jessica, what are we going to get into today?
So we're going to get into Ed and Eddy. We're getting into season 2, episode 1 per HBO Max. I don't know what it was originally, but that's what it is.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Even though we have a guest, we're not fancy yet, so.
Yeah, it's my first time watching it in a very long time. And Sharissa, you have never.
See, okay, no, here's the thing. I don't have like nostalgic ties to Ed and Eddy because I remember watching it, but I don't remember like episodes like that. Like when the title sequence happened, like the little music, I was like, wow, how am I able to sing along to this? Like I knew how it went. So I was surprised how many aspects of the show I remembered, but yeah, it's not like a childhood favorite of mine. Don't come for me. Don't at me. I'm sorry.
That's how I am with it too. Like I can't remember it like 100%, but he can. Like he can say the lines. Like that's how much he remembers it. It's like, well, he remembers SpongeBob too, so it's just as nostalgic to him.
I lived on Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon shows. Those were my childhood. That's all I
Where would you rank Ed and Eddy?
Now or
before? Or like childhood.
The overall show?
Yeah.
I would say an 8. I would say an 8 out of 10 Jawbreakers.
8 out of 10 Jawbreakers.
I feel like it shaped a lot of the comedy because I feel like it did push boundaries when it came to comedy and cartoons.
For kids.
For a kid
yeah.
show.
Yeah, definitely.
If you see what's going on now, they did a lot of it with they flew under the radar with a lot of the stuff that they did. And I didn't get it until I was older. But now they're a lot more blunt with comedy and with all the innuendos they like to put into shows.
Oh yeah, kid humor just hits different these days. So that's why this so like more in your face. They're like, we're not gonna hide this anymore. We don't need them like guess. So like it's kind of upsetting that they don't really have that like they could look back on it and be like, oh wow, I'm looking at this like through a different lens. And so now it's just like it doesn't get to age well with them. But it aged well with me because I was like, I missed a lot of this growing up. And so why don't we just dive into Know-It-All Ed? Also the Ed thing. What is that? Like why?
Every episode has Ed.
Every episode ends with Ed.
It's them. They're the Eds.
But sometimes it doesn't fit. It's them.
Put
it on a shirt. It's them. They're the Eds.
Because it always has something to do with them. They're the center of the whole show.
That's true.
Yeah, it's like Dear Ed made sense. Know-It-All Ed
No It All Ed was
Seemed
a little all over the
clunky.
place.
Hold on, Ed. That
Well, the
was the
episode
first
itself,
one.
but we'll get into that later. It's all over the place. But yeah.
So we start off with the trash. Was it the trash pit? The dump.
Yeah,
And
trash pit.
The dump. And that was disgusting. I was like, why are they playing here? They have a nice cul-de-sac. Why are they playing in the dump? And then I realized that they're so mean to each other, but I guess that's just, it is what it is.
Toxic relationship.
Toxic, very.
It's toxic. It's not even quirky, like, oh, we just, we're best friends beating up on each other. It's like, no. You know how much gaslighting Eddy did?
Yeah.
Goodness.
I like how Ed is very he's not very bright, but when it comes to certain things, he knows a lot. Like he knows a lot of like horror and alien stuff. I didn't write exactly what he said, but he wrote like alien he talked about like alien something items, but he said something really specific, like he knew what he was talking about. When it was what they found, the treasure that they unlocked, that they found. And like they're Eddy's like how do you say it? Like his little like not catchphrases, but like the way he caps on him is like, is your eyebrow, or what do you say? Your eyebrow too heavy for his head? Like, dang, okay. I was like, wow.
Straight up bully.
That hurt. So
first of all, I think Eddy is like, how old is he?
They all have to be like middle school.
Me.
In the new episodes, they're in like middle school. Maybe they could be like
I feel like school. I feel like 8th grade.
You think so?
Like I feel like it started maybe like 7th, 6th grade, and now like at the later ones they're probably like 8th grade. I doubt they were in high school. There's no.
Yeah, I saw a video that said that at first it was a high school. Like when they showed them going to school, it was a high school. Then they aged them down to middle school.
Oh.
And I think that was like probably like the first few episodes. I don't know. You'll have to fact check me, but yeah. So they're at least between 11 and 13, but that is a grown man.
A small grown man.
A preteen.
He got held back like 5 times.
He's balding. He has 3 strands of hair.
Yeah, but
he looks like a used car salesman. Like he's giving me Danny DeVito vibes.
Yeah,
like I don't understand. You can't convince me.
You know what? You know what it is though. Fun fact:
fun fact alert.
The show was created on a dare.
What?
So there was no concept. There was no. I don't know what the backstory was, but that when I read up on it, it said that the show was created on a dare.
So like, I dare you
to make
Ed and Eddy.
Yeah, maybe it was like based on people they knew, and then he kind of just made it into a cartoon and went from there. But I was like, well, interesting.
Yeah, he's an old man. I just can't.
He's an old man.
I wouldn't cap on him because he's a genius. I think he's a young entrepreneur, in my opinion.
You came with his money.
He has vision. Okay, Eddy has vision, is what he has. Every kid in the cul-de-sac hates them, but they have vision.
They hate them
genius
because they ain't them.
That's right.
Oh,
Ed is the muscle. Double D's like the genius, and Eddy's like the visionary. Because they come up throughout the whole show with a lot of inventions, and he comes up with a lot of ways to make money. So it's like, how can you really knock that? The kids make quarters all day.
Yeah, I have questions, but let's get there first with the whole quarters thing.
Let's see.
Gosh.
Going
inflation. That's what it
inflation.
Is. Yeah, it wasn't
okay, so going back into where we're at. So they're at the what's it called?
The cul-de-sac.
Dump.
The dump. I don't know why I called it trash pit. The dump.
They're just kicking into the trash bin.
And I guess they're like roughhousing, and then out comes this big old box of turkey basters, which Double D pointed out clearly they're turkey basters, and they were like,
yes.
no way, these are not turkey basters. And then what did he say? What did he call them? What did he call them?
Canadian squirt gun or Canadian
Yes.
water guns.
Squirt guns.
And he was like, what did he? Double D said something. It was like,
God forbid they're Canadian.
yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, like
Jeez.
these are Canadian. God forbid.
I was like, what's the problem? Another fun fact.
Oh,
It's
fun
a
fact alert.
Canadian-based cartoon. Well, it was made in Canada, so I think that's where all the jokes are coming from.
So they have reason to nag on Canada
because, like, you know how a lot of the times the U.S. is all like, I don't know why there's this rivalry with Canada. Oh
Canada.
my god, that is a
Canada.
Canada. Darn you, public school. I was trying so hard not to say it like that because I jokingly say Canada just to be stupid. And it kind of just bit me right now because I was like, don't say it.
Stupid Americans.
Don't say it. Don't say it, Jessica. So yeah, that's why they have that those jokes that they throw. Back
okay, so I don't feel as bad anymore.
Yeah. And then it goes up to where they discover them. They start putting water in them from the dump, which is disgusting. They're like
water.
Dump water.
Anyways, boys. And I guess it goes. Where does it go after that? Right
after that, it goes them into the kids playing bowling in one of the alleys.
Remember the Alamo? So funny.
And then what was the kid's name? The mean kid.
Oh, Kevin.
Yeah. He's like all bowling, and then Jimmy goes. Jimmy goes, right? He's like, it's my turn. And Sarah's like, get out my turn. I'm like, jeez.
Sarah's like his protector.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Sarah.
And
Sarah.
And he's like, it's my turn. And then how did he get the bowling ball stuck in his?
I don't know, but somehow he grabbed it. It's like he swung back and he got caught in his retainer.
Well, I think when she passed it to him, dropped it.
Oh,
and it got
that's right. Yeah. Passed it on to him and then like weighed him down.
Yeah. And his freaking hula hoop braces. Like that's literally just a hula hoop.
It's his retainer.
It's a retainer?
Yeah.
I thought it was like headgear.
That's the whole joke. And then
wow.
He gets rolled with the bowling ball by Kevin. And then, or was it by Rolf? No, it was Kevin. It was Kevin. So that's when they come in and they do their whole.
Oh yeah,
their whole pitch.
Sudden, like everything stops and they're like, "Is that Eddie?" And and he walks in with like his sock and his hat and starts twirling around what's it called, the Canadian Squirt Gun. And he starts
turkey baster.
The turkey Canadian Squirt Gun. And he starts doing his. Basically, I see it as a pitch to get sales because I'm telling you, these guys, they're visionaries. Visionaries. They're ahead of their time is what it is. And he starts doing the demonstration on what it can do. He starts shooting the Ed target.
Oh.
Yeah.
At first I thought that was him.
Quack.
Is that him?
Yes, it's him.
I was like, he just flattened himself? I'm like, what?
He's like,
what?
Quack.
Quack.
We kept doing that, dude.
And just with that alone, these kids get convinced and give him a jar full of quarters. Mm-hmm. And so after that,
you know what was really gross though? Something that I peeped was that Double D, when he was selling them, he was like, they come with a free sock holster. He literally took his sock off. Literally.
What? I didn't notice that. If you look,
he's like, I'm like, bro, that's nasty.
I thought he just grabbed it from underneath.
No, I mean, I guess they had extra socks because everyone got.
Yeah, everybody got one.
But everybody got took
two
off his sock too. If you watch it again, you'll see him going down and taking his sock off. I was like, oh,
that's just nasty. Well, okay, this is the part that I'm confused on before we jump into it. Mm-hmm. So I watched this episode twice because I thought, I'm taking notes. I missed something. we go from this pyramid scheme to and then just hard cuts to now they're living like it's a Western because they bought these Canadian squirt guns. So I'm like, did I miss something? Like, did they transport? Is this like, are they playing imagination? Is this like how they play?
I think that's what it is. It's their imagination.
Yeah, because I was like, clearly I missed something. I need to watch this again.
Yeah.
Watched it and I'm like, oh no, it's just a hard cut. Like, it's not like, it just.
There was no transition.
No transition whatsoever.
One to the next. But I did want to go back a little when he was demonstrating on how disgusting it was when he shot the Canadian squirt gun. It went through everyone's ear into Ed's face.
And
I was like, that's nasty.
That must have hurt all three of them. And he must have eaten a little bit of earwax from somebody.
Okay, you didn't got to take it that far.
All their eardrums gone.
Yeah.
Like, for it to be that powerful to transition out of everyone's ear. No.
Yeah.
If we go back to the dump scene when they had the big old like metal pipe.
Ooh.
If you remember that.
They're trying to
Double D's like trying to make it sound like an air horn, and he's like, "Oh no, that's not how you do it, sockhead." Da, da, da. And Eddy grabs it, and he's like, "It's all technique," and he tries to blow on it too, but he can't. And then Ed comes in from the other, and he just blows it, and it sounds like a big old like steamboat horn, like, and freaking Eddy just fills up with air. Like, I don't know. I feel like Ed is. I don't know. They not overdo it, but.
Gross.
Make Ed seem like a big,
gross.
Like, what does he call him? He calls him a big lug. He's like the big guy of the show. He's their muscle.
Let's see. Now going back to where we were. I put my notes say Jimmy equals crybaby. And then my next note says Plank and Johnny weird AF.
Did you see the TikTok about Johnny?
Johnny's on Plank.
Did you see the TikTok?
No.
About it? They were saying like basically he has social anxiety.
Oh yeah.
And like that's like his companion because he feels comfortable talking to inanimate objects versus
But that's what Double D said in the show.
Yeah, that's what I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the next episode, but or the next part of this episode. I was like, that's the TikTok.
Mm-hmm. And then let's see. And then I put Ed and Eddy trying to be deputies. Like why? Like for what? What?
Also, did they think this is what happens in Canada?
I don't know.
Like they just have Canadian Westerns.
And then I put that they're trying to fine everyone because he still wants more money on top of the money he gave them already.
Like, no, this is fines. This is taxation without representation. This makes no sense. How you just old dude? I forgot the mean one. I forgot you said his name. He
Kevin?
Hat backward. Kevin. He parked his bike. That's the one I was on a bike, right? Yeah, he parked his bike and he's like, now you got to give me a quarter. Who agreed to this?
Yeah, unlawful
hitching, yeah. And he gives him a quarter, but it's a wooden one. He bites it and he has all the splinters on his tongue. And then what was the next one? Oh, because Sarah was hella loud. Oh no. What was it? Oh no, it was Rolf. Because he was cleaning or watching
prospecting fine.
Yeah, because
he's like in a little puddle with like rock on his plate, like moving it around. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm washing my dishes. What? How are you washing dishes with a rock? But he has like a whole
he was looking for gold. And then the third one was Sarah for disturbing the peace.
Like, who agrees to this? This makes no sense. You're like, oh, okay, fine.
And then my next note goes into the Kinker sisters, but was there anything else that happened after that?
Yeah, it was with Johnny. It started with Johnny rolling away with his wagon with Plank because they were going, because I guess he was like gold and he just runs off with, he's the horse. And
Yes.
Blank is like freaking like whipping him going, and you hear the whipping sound as they fade away out of the scene. You just hear the and he's like, ow! And then after that is when they come back like all tied up, and he's like, runaway wagon. And then that's when the Canker sisters come in.
And I was like, fun fact. Well, actually, gross fact. I was like, you know what a canker is, right? I was like, that's like a canker
the sore.
And he was like, ew. And I was like, yeah, they called them.
You had to put the captions on. I'm like, are they saying canker?
Yeah, canker.
Because I didn't remember their names.
The Canker
it's
sisters.
Like Lee, Marie, and something.
They're like the same, like Ed and Eddy.
Yeah.
Lily and Lady.
And then how they squirted them with perfume and they were disgusted. I was like, it probably smells better than what they smelled like before.
But have you ever smelled someone drowned in perfume?
Oh,
you're like,
disgusting.
Okay.
It smelled like alcohol, sweat, and perfume.
My whole thing was because, you know, at that point they end up trying to steal the money that Eddy made off of taxing people. And I counted the quarters in the jar. They did all of that for $1.50. And we're talking when did this come out? 90 something, right?
90, probably like 2000 by this point because it came out in 99.
$1.50 and $2,000 isn't much.
Yeah,
that's for gas.
Maybe some jawbreakers.
Well, maybe their jawbreakers were like that much.
Because that's what they would do it for. They would do it for money to buy jawbreakers.
Yeah.
They had to be expensive though, because it literally was like out to here. This jawbreaker.
Jawbreaker.
That was probably $1.50 itself.
Me scared of jawbreakers. That's why I never wanted to try them when I was little. I was like, no, because then it's like gonna expand my cheeks.
It just makes your cheeks swollen.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You thought your cheek was gonna get huge or what?
Like the saliva will activate it.
It just balloons up.
Like, how do they even do that? No.
I remember I tried one and I thought it was gonna be cool, but it wasn't all that great. It took me like 3 days to get to a different color. So
yeah, it wasn't even I remember the speckled one would be like this big.
Mm-hmm.
I never tried that one, but I had like I forget the brand, but it's like red, yellow, and like orange. It's like this big.
Oh,
like a classic jawbreaker.
Okay.
I was like, this isn't fun.
That's a lot of candy.
Yeah. It is.
Oh wait, I had another fun fact.
Oh yes, go.
The reason why their tongues are colored that way is supposed to be because of the jawbreakers that they eat. And I was like, why do they have green, blue, like these weird tongues? It's supposed to be they're always eating jawbreakers, so that's why
their teeth are rotted.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
But Eddie's so money hungry. He's like, nobody's gonna take my money. I was like, dang, okay.
Yeah, Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs, yeah.
Not even, he's Mr. Krabs 2.0. Like, Mr. Krabs has a little heart. He doesn't run pyramid schemes. Like, he's
Mr.
not.
Krabs at least has employees that he gives it to.
Yes.
And
I mean, probably still underpaid, but at least it's not.
Let's see.
We need a union.
Free labor.
A union.
A union.
SpongeBob and Squidward need to unionize.
And then I put a note that Ed is just the muscle. He was like, any day, or he was like, what did he say? When they were just sitting there, because Ed
any day now.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah. And he does his little laugh and he carries
his run.
Yes.
Is hilarious.
Backwards when he's like,
like, oh my gosh, that takes so much weight.
For real. And then how I guess they get untied, and it looks like they just like showered themselves with like a hose. It looks like, because they're like soaking wet. It looked like, and then they're walking. I guess they're walking to meet the Canker sisters. It was what it seemed like, and they saw the 3 graves, but it was just Rolf's
his mud pigs.
Mud pigs for the pigs.
And was like, whoa, cool. He was like, whoa. He sees it.
And then Double D was like, I don't think people have much faith in us or something like that.
Yeah.
And
that's when Rolf comes in. And
I love Rolf, by the way.
Rolf has broken his back just to create the new mud pit for you. Rolf, I think he's like, what would you call it? It's like,
he's like the little one-liner.
He's the one-liner. He's like the comedic I think
Relief?
he's one of the comedic reliefs of the show, but he like
Mm.
it's just the way he is. It's like I think he's like number 2 on the show, aside from the Eds. Even though there's 3, they count it as one.
Yeah, they're a package deal.
His comedy is like A1, because I've seen other episodes where he's like, I don't know, it just comes in and like Eddy or something says something and he's like, "Oh, you dare mock the son of a shepherd," and he like gets all buff. He's buff with like hairy chest, like hairy arms and everything.
Yeah, he has all these like one-liners. So it's just
Yeah.
like, what? That makes you say what and then laugh after. It's like, what did you say? Why are you digging pig? Like,
what do you call him?
mud
No Brain Ed too.
No Brain Ed and Quick Buck Ed.
Yeah.
With his little accent.
Yeah, that's what kills me is his accent.
Mhm.
And then I wrote a note that they're so like Ed and Eddy are so scared of the Canker sisters. Like it's ridiculous. Like
Yeah, I'm like,
they're terrified.
I think
you were trying to run the
like,
whole block, but
they're
you're
like girls.
like scared of them. Oh yeah, true.
The whole block is scared of them though. If you think
No,
about
yeah,
it,
right.
they're
'Cause
all
they're
scared of them.
bullies.
I mean, Ed and Eddy are kind of like bullies, but they're not. Like...
But it's supposed to be like those are the bullies you like.
Kevin is.
I see right through them. Eddy. Pyramid schemes.
And how they had their little Western, was it the
Squirt Guns.
Yeah, but they had like the like
Not a shoot off, but
yeah, like a shoot off.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
like a standoff.
a standoff. There you
standoff.
go.
There, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was like, they had like a I put Western duel, but I couldn't think of standoff.
Yeah, like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, that's all they needed.
One of those.
And then it was just funny how they were shooting them and they missed every shot. Every shot they missed, which was ridiculous. And then Double D was getting into it, and then and then what's his name? Eddy.
And he's like, I feel it. And then he's like, hey, Double D, relax. This boy from Canada. It's so embarrassing. he's like, his face
And then he
changes.
blushes.
Yeah, he blushes and
Yeah.
everything.
Oh man. And then
I can't believe they missed every shot.
They missed
How?
every single shot.
How?
And Ned is like walking back and forth on him. He's stepping on them. He's like, and he slips on one of them.
and then how they ended up, the Canker sisters ended up shooting them with their canker rubber cement, which was pretty gross. They're like, dance, cowboy. Yeah.
Like, you missed everything.
Those are the real entrepreneurs. They're making cement with their name on it.
They're making
Mhm.
industrial items.
Yes.
And then
they know their market.
Yes.
And Eddy was like, it feels like Ed's basement. I was like, ew.
Oh, that's gross.
I was like, what does that mean? I was like, what does that mean?
Yes.
Telling you a lot of things that flew under the radar from Cartoon Network
Yeah, for real.
back in '99.
And then
2000.
it ends with them kissing the boys, right?
Yeah, they assaulted them.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
And that was the end of the episode, right? There was nothing else. That was it,
pretty
right?
much it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was it for that
That's
one.
pretty much it.
And then the next one was Dear Ed.
Dear Ed, the dating episode.
He says it's the dating episode.
I'm telling you, I feel like it's like a dating.
I mean, yeah, that's like the way that they went about the structure of it.
Yes.
But also, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just looking too deep into these things because I'm like, what happened with him and Plank? Like, why is
Yeah,
he
exactly. Why
searching
would they
for a
fight?
new?
Like, what is
Just go get Plank.
what is a log gonna tell you? Or what did you? He had an argument in his head with a piece of wood. What was the worst thing that he could say?
We need to jump into this because I was dying on this episode. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yes.
I was dying. So it starts off with Johnny all depressed without Plank because I guess they got into an argument. They got into an, or what was they got into?
Yeah, no, it started with they were messing around in the front yard and they see Jimmy walk by dragging Plank
With Plank,
like
yeah.
behind him,
Mhm.
and he's like, "Oh, what happened?" And that's when Eddy kind of sees what's his name, Johnny, as like a little
Mhm.
target. He's like, "Oh, Johnny's vulnerable right now.
Let's make some
Evil!
money.
That is
Let's scam
evil.
him."
And then
Gosh.
Double D gives the whole social phobia. Or what did he say? He said something like he has a he gave this
Yeah,
whole
like
little
along the lines of like the TikTok I was talking about, that
yeah.
because he has social anxiety and has trouble talking to actual people, he resorts to talking to inanimate objects.
Yeah.
But then Jimmy was like, "No, dude, they had a falling out, and Jimmy, or what's his name? Johnny left him right there out on there, and I just picked up the broken pieces or something like that."
Jimmy is iconic. I don't care if you call him a crybaby. He is hilarious.
Jimmy's cute. Like, he's funny. Man, he's so funny.
If I watch Ed and Eddy again, I'm watching for Jimmy.
Yeah,
and Ed.
Same.
Jimmy and Ed carry the show.
They go into their little sales pitch again, into his store. What did he call his store? I don't know what he called his store.
Dating something?
No, he said like
friendship. That's something to do with friendship. Like
yeah.
Companion, partnership, something.
Store. And it was funny because he shows him, I think, what was it, the cone first?
Oh, the cone.
I was dying when I saw that because he's like, I was like, why is he screaming? He was like, I was like, what happened?
Because he only had one eye. He forgot to draw the other eye.
That's so funny.
Eddy called me. He's like, oops.
And then because he had no eye, that was funny to me. And then I was like, it's like a blind date but with an object.
Yeah.
Is what it was. Speed dating. There you go.
Speed dating.
There you go. And then I guess the cone was talking smack to Johnny, and he was like, my mama what?
He's like, Planet what? My mama what?
And he freaking bopped him hecka hard on the forehead, and it was like indented the ball because they're playing
that part. I was like, oh my god.
I was like, and it's still in there and they're taking it.
That's a fracture right there. That's a concussion.
That is a concussion. And then they go to Eddy's room. They go to Eddy's house. Eddy's house because they have all these objects with eyes, and they basically did everything. And then Double D, all the stuff in his house, they put eyes on it. And then Double D's commentary, I didn't write anything on it, but it's just so funny. Like Double D's like, oh, so this is what he's
like dancing with a face. Oh, my life has hit an all-time low.
Yeah.
And he's like just dancing and laughing with him.
Wait, I just saw I had one point. I think it was before that. When they were looking for objects to like sell to Johnny, and there was a picture of Ed as a baby.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
And he has a baby crying, and he has a bowl on top.
I was dead. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh, and then he saw the boot, and then the boot was there. He's like, it looks a little crusty. And then he like had this whole thing. He's like, he's crazy. I forgot what he said. Johnny was
they left him alone
in there for like
you and I forgot the boot's name, but they left him. They left him in the room so that they get to know each other. And from there, Eddy's like really happy and excited. He's like, he's gonna get his money. And then all of a sudden the room starts freaking shaking, and you hear all screaming and animal noises. And open the door, and Johnny's like on top of a sprinkler, and he's like, oh, he's wild, he's this and that.
So now we go back to Eddy's house, his room. And he just made this whole little party with all these objects, a shindig, if you will,
a function.
And what's it called? Eddy was kind of hyping everyone up, and then he was like, that a boy monobrow to Ed. I was like, monobrow. He was all dancing with like 5.
He's got 5 like different friends.
Yeah.
Friends.
And
friends in air quotes.
And then Johnny's all nervous talking to them. He's like, he's all sweating.
Yeah.
He's like,
no, I like you too.
He got like sensory overload by all the inanimate objects talking to him.
Yep. And then that's when Kevin is like, they just barge in, all of them. And they flatten Eddy.
Yeah.
And then they're all dancing. And then I was laughing because Ralph got Eddy, and he's all like grabbing him and like putting him under his legs,
Swinging
swinging him, and
he's dancing around with him. He's getting down. Rolf is leading a conga line.
Yeah.
Leave it to Ralph to get the party jumping.
And then Jimmy lets Plank go because he's like, forget you, there's new people
He's
here.
Loosey goosey at the party.
Yeah. And then he lets him go, and then he Plank just ends up in a chair, and then Johnny's like getting closer and closer every time. And then
all the kids walk as they're walking by. He's like
in the conga line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kevin's like, Rolf, you're a machine. And then Jimmy in the back, he's like, I've got goosebumps, Sarah.
You're right.
I swear, he's so hilarious.
Sarah.
I can just hear it in his voice.
And then it goes off to Eddy getting pissed off because his room's getting destroyed. And
well, that's what he gets for trying to manipulate people with.
So wait, going back, Plank and Johnny basically make up.
Yeah, they make up. He's like, I'm sorry too.
Yeah, and so they make up, and then he kicks everyone out because obviously his plan didn't work. He didn't make no money. He did all this for nothing. No, but he was getting pissed because Kevin was destroing his records.
Oh yeah, he's just.
That's why he got pissed. He's like, "What is that?" And he gets all mad.
Little jerk. How are you gonna walk into somebody's room and do that?
And then that's when he was like done. He was like, "Everyone out!" Like he kicks everyone out. And then you need to say this part with Ralph.
Oh yeah, once everybody's walking out, Ralph is. What did he say? Ralph was like, "I was born to be wild, but the cage was too small."
We've been saying that all week.
I miss that part. Oh my gosh.
It's at the very end as they're all leaving.
Wild.
But the cage was too small. And then all you hear is they pan out to everyone leaving. And then they go back in, and Jimmy's like getting down with little sunglasses, and he's like, "Ooey, ooey, 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 ooey." And then
everybody's doing it.
And then he was like, "This is my jam," or somebody.
Oh, Eddy.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Eddy. This is my song.
Yeah.
Or Double D.
Yeah.
Double D.
And then they're all dancing, they're all getting down, and that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, I was like, wait, this is where the meme is from? I didn't know it was this episode.
Which one?
Is this real? It's a meme of him doing the thing with like his shirt or the.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know it was a meme.
Yeah, it was a meme. So like, I think they put it to. I don't know if it was on Vine. They just took that part of him dancing and looped it and put it to like 90s R&B song.
When Jessica said that, Rolf was a meme too.
Yeah, remember when he was looking out the window?
Oh, look at that!
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
Yes, I totally forgot because they changed his hair.
Yeah, they changed his hair.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, they'll give him like a do-rag, cornrows. It'll be hilarious.
They're all just getting down, and that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So it kind of resolved.
Yeah.
It always resolves itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a business, it fails, and then friendship.
But remember,
The first episode didn't have any resolution. They got whooped.
As friends. Friendship.
Yeah.
Together.
But
one day they're gonna have a plan that's gonna hit.
One day they'll have a plan that hits.
Do they?
No, I don't know.
Reboot?
They went to school.
So overall, everyone, what would you guys rate? I would say just both episodes, or should we rate them individually?
I say the old. Well,
individually, I feel like they're two different.
Because they're two different.
things.
Like,
yeah.
So, by the way, listeners and viewers, we created our own rating systems. So, Sharissa, go first.
All right. So, yeah, I'll go first to get it out the way. No one showed up to my house to beat me up, but the first one I gave 6 out of 10 planks because it made no sense. Like, but it was still funny.
He's hurt.
What?
He's like, it made no sense to you.
Yes, and that's why it's my rating system. This is my show.
This my
can say
show.
this is my.
Whatever. I'll let you have it.
No, but it had, like you guys were describing, awesome one-liners. That's why it wasn't like a 2.
Yeah.
But like it was still, because it was still funny. Even though I was like all over the place, I'm like, what?
Mhm.
But then Dear Ed, I gave 8.5 out of 10 because that one was really good. I like that one more.
That one was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the overall episode, how I felt about it, got boosted up because I watched the second half.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So mine was, so for the first part, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 Owee Owee. And then and then for the second one, I gave it a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 Owee Owees. Because I like that episode. That episode was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
meme alone.
line, the meme alone, him and his little glasses, like it just, and then him barfing when he saw the one eye. It was just hits. Hits after hits after hits. It was just funny.
Yes.
I would say the first episode.
Come up a little bit.
Oh, excuse me.
I would like to say that
I'd like to give. So the first episode, I would say, I'd give it a 7. The
Out
first
of?
one. Out of 10. It's all out of 10, isn't it?
7 out of 10 what?
Oh, Jawbreakers. Sorry. Jawbreakers. 7
He's
out of 10
new.
Jawbreakers because it's not the most iconic episode, but it does have, I remember this episode. That's why. So it's like, it has a little bit of nostalgia for me. But
He's the one who picked it, by the way.
and I'm the one that picked
Yeah.
it. Yes. But I'll give it a 7 out of 10. But there are a lot better episodes than this.
And the second one?
And the second one, I give it, I would say, an 8. Because it has a couple parts. Well, the 3 main parts are Jimmy dancing, Rolf walking out of the party, and when he's playing ping pong with Bob.
Bob, there you
Bob
go.
the Cone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob the Cone.
And then, like every episode, at the end, we do the quizzes. So I'm going to take it on the computer. He's going to take it on his phone. And then you're going to do it on your end. So
Yes.
we can all do it at the same time.
Wait, BuzzFeed is trying to get me to ask questions about myself. Which of the following best describes you? No!
All right. So do you want to start us off, Sharissa?
Yeah.
So loading up.
Oh, he's loading. Sorry.
Okay.
Excuse me for being prepared.
Mobile.
Mobile.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. So the quiz is eat at Chick-fil-A to find out which Ed you are from Ed and Eddy.
Okay.
Choose a breakfast item: sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, hash brown scrambled bowl, or chicken biscuit. For some reason, that first biscuit looks like McDonald's.
It does.
That's not
Like, what?
Getting a little hungry, boss.
we have.
I know.
You shut your mouth. All right, the next one is choose an entree: grilled chicken cool wrap, chicken in strips, or spicy deluxe sandwich.
Spicy chicken is always my go-to.
I'm gonna go with chicken strips.
Me too. I'm going chicken strips. Oh, and I picked the hash scrambled bowl for the first one.
Oh, I
'cause
picked the
it looks
sausage,
interesting.
egg, and cheese biscuit. What did you pick for the
What?
first one?
For the first one, the chicken biscuit.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So the next one, go ahead and read it.
All right, choose another entree: grilled nuggets,
Ew.
chicken sandwich, or grilled chicken club sandwich.
Ooh, that looks pretty good. That looks like blasphemy.
Grilled nuggets look kind of nasty.
But then the grilled chicken club looks like big blasphemy decorated. Like
That looks so good, dude.
The grilled nuggets looks like it was boiled,
Yeah.
and they put what are they
The sear lines.
yeah the
the
cereal
cereal
lines.
lines.
Yeah. So I'll do chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
Me too.
I picked the grilled chicken club sandwich.
All right.
All right, go Sharissa.
Fair
Choose one more entree. How much money do you think I have?
It's gonna come out to like $80.
I know, right? Chick-fil-A nuggets, grilled chicken sandwich, or spicy chicken sandwich.
The Chick-fil-A nuggets are really
Nuggets.
good.
Because they're bombs.
Yeah, going nuggets.
All right, choose a side. Waffle fries, waffle potato chips, chicken noodle soup.
I'll do waffle fries.
I kind of like
Yeah.
chicken noodle soup, so I'm weird.
With a soda on the side.
With
Oh.
soda on the side.
I would say Chick-fil-A does have the best reheat fry though. Like I'm not upset.
Yeah.
It doesn't turn to cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
So for that alone, I'll pick waffle fries.
Choose a sauce. Oh, Chick-fil-A sauce or barbecue?
Or no
Choose a-
thanks.
I do
No thanks.
I usually do ranch.
Oh, okay. I'm like, so you're just eating this dry? Savage. Choose a treat. Oh, they don't have the brownie. That's the best one. Cookies and cream milkshake, chocolate chip cookie, vanilla ice cream cone. I will go with the cookie.
Cookies and cream.
I'm gonna go with vanilla ice cream cone. Oh, bruh.
What'd you get, Sharissa?
Come to me last. I'm mad.
Who did you get?
No.
Same time. No, at the same time. 1,
Okay.
2, 3.
Eddie.
Eddie.
No.
No.
Eddie.
We all got Eddie.
Rigged.
Rigged.
This is like the third week in a row.
Recount.
Got the same-
Recount.
I demand a recount. I am not this old man
Apparently,
scammer.
Old man with a really bad tan.
Yes. We didn't even get into his tan.
everybody's a different color. That's something else I noticed about the show we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's like
But-
he's white. And, I'm sorry. Oops.
Quack.
Eddie or Ed is yellow and Double D is like a tan color. But the rest of them are like Eddie color, except for Jimmy. He's like pale.
Jimmy's pale.
Jimmy is pale.
Yeah. I would rather be pale than pink with beige eyes.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Wow, I thought we were gonna need more quacks this time.
No, I controlled it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Because I
on
know you're gonna
TFNL,
be
we
the
don't
one
want to
that's
censor
editing.
you. I
Why
can
am
just
I
put
gonna
the
give
quacks
you?
in.
Why am I gonna give you like harder work? You know. So.
It builds character.
Yep.
Well, then if that's
If that's the case, quack, quack, quack,
Quack, quack, quack. And I quack,
Oh
quack,
my
quack.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's
Well, we did it. We podcasted.
I
We
made
did.
a podcast.
all that for being shy.
Put it on your IMDb credits.
Episode whatever this is. I don't.
Yeah, wait, what are we watching next? Because now for a little bit we're going to be on a week to week basis now. So you're going to be listening to these in kind of like a week's time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't have any banked anymore. Last week we did Raven.
Mm-hmm.
That was our last banked episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're doing Xenon?
Xenon.
Is the sequel? Or which
I
one?
think we're doing
I think we're doing the
21st
first.
century.
Yeah.
First one? Oh.
First one.
That's the one
Yeah.
with the song,
Oh,
right?
the zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it changes, my supernova girl. Yeah. If it changes, just make sure to go to our Instagram. Most likely it'll be on Instagram, TFNL_pod. Yeah, we're going to be updating there to let you know what we're watching so you can watch along with us. Have a little kiki and a ha-ha with us so we can have fun reminiscing on all these nostalgic TV shows and movies.
Yes.
Well, I think that's it. So, bye.
Bye.
You
It's
have to
only
say
normal.
bye.
You have to say.
Bye.
There you
Yay!
go.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Friday Night Lineup. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Friday Night Lineup, for the video version of this podcast. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at TFNL_pod for more updates, as well as give us suggestions on what we should watch next. See you next week. Bye!